Yo, what is up, guys? And we are back for another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. And what I want to do in this video today, as you can see, your boy did decide to purchase this beginner's Power Surge pack. Now, that being said, okay, so you can kind of see here, it's $9.99 plus tax, right? I mean, that's a very good value. 50 stones and then a very, very good unit. You know, a couple of Hercule statues and the medals or whatever. But hey, there are plenty of you who complain to me that, or at least in years past, right, of not having enough of these awakening medals and such, right? So anyway, let's go ahead real quick, just before we kind of get into who I think would be a good value pick for your ticket, is real quick. So coming along with the beginners pack is this banner. Bro, don't you dare. Even 20 stones. I mean, for the possibility of Tech Ultimate Gohan, I kind of get if you don't have a copy of him. Tech Ultimate Gohan, certainly like every other unit in the game, does benefit from dupes, but he's probably one of the better, or at least most valuable units at 55% you could have. So I would just maybe wait until he comes back on a banner. Again, if you don't have one single copy, you're going to be pulling plenty of these guys come July. Remember, they are on the God Goku and God Vegeta banner. And then you've got, again, Angel Goku, Angel Vegeta also on the, not Angel Vegeta, but Angel Goku and then Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta also on that banner. Kid Goku, I mean, he's actually relatively okay. I mean, he's still runnable, right? He is the only Dragon Ball Saga leader, the only true leader, right? But really, we're just waiting on his EZA, which I cannot wait for, by the way. Metal Cooler, again, another unit you're waiting on their EZA. This guy post-EZA pretty good, but I imagine most of you have him with dupes. This guy we're waiting on his EZA. He's just straight up not very good anymore. And then we're on to SRs. Again, whole point is do not summon on this banner, man. I'm telling you, you will regret it. You do get a guaranteed SSR. It's a 5-character multi, okay? So just keep that in mind, right? But anyway, real quick, I want to go ahead and talk primarily about this ticket here, this Power Surge ticket from the beginner's pack. So let's just go down the line of who I think is worth and maybe who is not so worth, right? So real quick, so let's go ahead and check out these characters, right? So we've got Namek Goku here. So if we look at Namek Goku, this is a unit, a lot of these units we're kind of waiting on EZAs for, right? So if you're purchasing these units with your ticket, you're basically waiting on this guy's EZA. So this guy, believe it or not, in base form, I would say is a little bit more impressive than him in Super Saiyan form. Now, in Super Saiyan form, he is stacking defense, and he's got a medium chance to guard you, which is just, it's just not very good. And then he's got a high chance to crit for 3 turns. It's like you look at this unit now, like back in the day when he came out, pushing 3 years ago, He really wasn't even all that busted. I mean, he was good, but he wasn't like, oh my god, he's crazy, you know what I mean? Because the medium chance to guard, again, is whatever, and then the stacking defense is nice, but remember, his transformation conditions are not very good. 70% HP or less starting from the 3rd turn. If you give me either one of those, you know, on their own, pretty good, but when you start combining a lot of these transformation conditions, I don't know, man. I love this moment. You know, Frieza Saga, probably my favorite saga in all of Dragon Ball Z. So I absolutely love the Planet Namek Saga, Frieza Saga. So again, I would not recommend this guy unless you don't have, I mean, a lot of this is like, you know, definitely depends on your box. Like if you don't have one copy of Namek Goku and you've got all of these other units with dupes and stuff, sure, pick up Namek Goku, whatever. But let's just kind of move on to the next one, right? So Trunks, right? So Trunks in a similar situation to Namek Goku. So Trunks, he's actually, I mean, before turn 3, he's trash. I mean, straight up, dude. He raises attack, causes immense damage. When you get to turn 3, he does start to stack defense. He actually is kind of like a mini. So the way, oh, hold on, let me get to his transformation. When he transforms, right? He's kind of like a mini AGL Super Saiyan Gohan, right? The LR that transforms, that doesn't transform, but transforms. So what I mean by that is he's stacking attack and defense, and he's actually building up attack and defense and ki in his passive. So he kind of like double stacks for like, is it 4 turns? Let me see. 8 turns. So he's double stacking for 8 turns, and then beyond that, This guy is still good for the long event. He is still a competent leader for the Future Saga for sure, and he's got a nice little leader skill there, right? So their leader skills were kind of replaced, and by there I mean him and then AGL Zamasu. They were more or less replaced by Janemba and Pikkon, so because they're giving the Super and Extreme class 130 in Key 3. So, but this guy, he's not horrible, right? And again, he hasn't been on a ton of banners lately, for sure. So if you don't have one single copy, again, that does play into your decision, of course. But I think at this point, we're just kind of waiting on his EZA. This guy was Golden Week. I think it was 3 years ago. This Golden Week, this upcoming Golden Week, it'll be 3 years ago this guy came out. So we are definitely kind of waiting on his EZA. I think it'll be coming sooner than later. You could even maybe see it. You could see this guy in AGL Zamasu. You could see their EZAs as soon as this Golden Week, I would say. Now, this guy, boy, I've been a very big defender of this unit, but just with today's day and age, if you look at the difficult content that just came out on the JP side of the game, dude, go check out some videos on Baby, right? Like taking on Baby in the Ultimate Red Zone, dude. You think this guy would be good in there? The answer is no. Unfortunately, man, this guy is in a very tough spot where we're not going to get his EZA for a long, long time. I think as early as next December, you know, because that would be, what? Would that be 2 years after this guy came out? So as early as next December, but doubtful. Very, very doubtful. And the only reason I say that is because Hit came out the year before this guy, right? So, and Hit has already got his EZA. But I don't think so, man. You know, he does greatly raise attack. He does have the Spirit Bomb. He's got access to the Spirit Bomb, but straight up, dude, there are a lot better Reps of U7 leaders and USS leaders at this point. Just do not get this guy. I think this guy, realistically, I think this guy is a solid, like, 2 years out from his EZA. I think, again, as early as this December, but I think more than likely it's going to be, like, the following year. So, like, a 2024 EZA would be my guess for this guy. If you get this guy, I don't know what to tell you, man. I just wouldn't recommend it. I've got this guy rainbowed Max Lynx. He's just not really useful in any content, except for like maybe OG Legendary Goku event. This guy, his maximum defensive stat he can get is like, with like double support and everything, is like maybe he can eclipse 200,000. Maybe. I think it's probably a little less, more like 170, 80,000. I just wouldn't recommend it. This guy, unfortunately, this is kind of funny. This is one of my bigger shafts in Dokkan history. I think I went around 1,000 stones to get this guy and could not pull him on his original banner. But it's like you look at like this guy was Saiyan Day of 2020, and dude, 2020 units are notoriously not very good. Again, counting that Goku, I think technically came out. He was 2020, he was 2019 on global, but 2020, that Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken on global, right? So regardless, man, I'm kind of getting my years confused. Let's move on to Bardock here. Bardock, I think, got aged out very, very quickly. So he does stack defense. He seems to stack compared to other units in the game, man. I don't think he stacks up very quickly. I do like his transformation conditions, actually, so starting from the 4th turn or anytime there's a Wicked Bloodline unit. And then when he does transform, this Super Saiyan Bardock is not the worst unit in the game, for sure. He does raise attack and defense, and then for what it's worth, greatly lowers defense for 1 turn. You know, why couldn't you have just given him attack and defense 180? I just don't get it. You know, he's giving himself 3 key. He's super effective against all types when attacking Extreme Class. He's getting guaranteed crits and additional supers when you're up against a Wicked Bloodline. There's not really too many stages where you can utilize this. Even in the Revenge Super Battle Road stage, you can't really run this guy too much or too well, because against type neutral enemies, he's taking I don't know, 100k or more on normals, and then in the very last stage where you can actually utilize his transformation, his 1-turn transformation, the unit is tech, right? It's a tech chilled at the very end of the Revenge Super Battle Road. This guy, not worth it. So if we're keeping up here, these first 4, I'm basically saying no fucking way. But let's kind of move on to the next few units here. So Int Gotenks. This guy's actually still pretty useful. So Int Gotenks. He's the special pose leader, and he was the next youth leader that came out. So his leader skill, I mean, until they start coming out with some better special pose units and better youth units, I hate this guy as a leader. However, if you look at, this is his TUR. So if we look at a lot of his, look at how many categories he's on, dude. If you look at a lot of these other teams he's on, he's incredibly useful. He's one of the better units, like on something like Super Saiyan 3. He's on a ton of teams, right? Connected Hope, he could definitely be utilized for the Connected Hope mission. For the GT Legendary Goku event, he's on Hybrid Saiyans, Fusion, I mean, Transformation Boost, Saviors, some of these really, really nice teams. He's probably one of the better units on the Heavenly Events team, other than that AGL Kid Gohan. So Mastered Evolution, he's on some pretty good teams here, man. He's on 1, 2, 3, is he on 16 teams? Holy shit. There's just so many categories in this game now, so he greatly raises defense in this form. When he gets to Super Saiyan Gotenks, this is when he starts to get kind of batty, right? So he has a great chance, a 70% chance to stun the enemy, and he can triple super attack. So this guy, I really, really like. And then Super Saiyan 3 is basically just something you almost never see except in the long event. The transformation conditions are not the best. 70% HP or more starting from the 4th turn after you get to this guy. The way that it works is if you float off Super Saiyan Gotenks on the 3rd turn, you actually can transform on the 6th turn. For some reason, they have it that way, but you've got to be 70% HP or more. This guy is God. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is ridiculously good. You can't really utilize his stun chance, but everything else he's doing, dude, he's very, very good. He's still very powerful to this day. That Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is very, very good. At the time when he released, this Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, man, standalone, if he were just like a standalone Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, probably be the best TUR in the game at the time of release. Or at least like top 3 or something like that. So this guy is still very good. He can get you, you can get some work out of him. Going to be very good for like Fusion, ESBR and stuff. So his counterpart that came out is this Fat Buu, who actually is Fat Buu. This is Exchange Buu, right? So he's Majin Buu good and then Majin Buu evil. So this guy, unfortunately, not very good. So when he exchanges into Majin Buu Pure Evil, he's actually like sort of useful. At the very least, he seals, and he's got this little medium chance to, high chance of stunning, medium chance of evading. And he's got 40% damage reduction. Y'all already know, man, if you've been playing this game a minute. The damage reduction units that only have damage reduction are just not very useful. Unless you're stacking a Princess Snake or something on top of it. They're just not useful, dude. They just get hit way too hard. The only real place where this guy is going to be useful, again, in the long event when you get to Super Buu, but then in the Super Saiyan 4, I believe it's the Destined Rivals 3, it's the Super Saiyan 4 EZA event. So this guy's an Artificial Life Forms leader, of course, so this guy actually can be pretty useful in there. When you get to Super Buu, man, this guy's crazy because he's got 50% damage reduction. And he actually raises defense for 3 turns, attack and defense. So the Super Buu is very good. I would definitely say maybe not to get this guy, but again, if you don't have one single copy, I think surely, why not? Now we start to get into the very, very good units, right? So Angel, Golden, Frieza. This guy I would definitely say is worth. Remember that there is a Resurrected Warrior, it's an Otherworld Warriors run that you need to complete for the Legendary Vegeta event. This guy is damn near essential. I don't know how you really get that mission done without him. He's infinitely stacking defense. He does seal. And then the way that he works is he's got to get hit once, and then he activates his passive. He does lower attacked enemies attack and defense minus 30%. This guy's really good. He's got a medium chance of evading on top of stacking defense. So when you've got like medium chances to evade, that's good when it's on top of something else. On top of something else. So if that's the only thing he was doing, he'd be trash. But considering he's stacking on top of that, very, very good. He's on some really, really busted teams too. Gifted Warriors, Sworn Enemies, Full Power, Transformation Boost, Res Warriors. Well, Res Warriors isn't busted anymore, but USS, right? This guy's incredible. I still really love this unit. He's still got a very, very high damage output. I mean, he's a unit, I think he can only double super attack, but when he gets that double super attack, he's massively raising attack for 1 turn. This guy's got damage reduction below 50% HP, not to mention you know, this guy gets additional attack and defense on super attack. So, you know, you get him next to a support type unit, he's outputting some really crazy damage. I still really like this unit a lot. This is a very well-designed unit. He's aging quite well. Speaking of units that aging very well, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, for some reason, there are some clowns on Twitter that like to pretend this guy's not good anymore. This guy's incredible, dude. So look at, he's greatly raising attack and defense for one turn. Already a very good start. He's a giant 8 power category leader, a very, very powerful category, especially after the 7th anniversary. Shadow Dragon Saga, Key 3 is one, and 150 is kind of whatever. Shadow Dragons, there's still some good units on there. But I imagine, you know, not many of us running the Shadow Dragon Saga, unless it's for Super Battle Road. So we look at this. So attack and defense 200%, Key 4 plus attack and defense 40%. And attacks effective against all types for 8 turns from the start of turn. And then after turn 8, so starting turn 9, he's a high chance of being super effective against all types. And then he's got a 50% to dodge and counter super attacks. And then he does actually have an active skill. The active skill condition is not bad to me. He only needs to be hit 4 times. Not too bad at all. So you can get that in Super Battle Road easy. You can get this active skill turn 3 very easily. Attack and defense 40%. So that's like an out of turn active skill buff, kind of like B-Pan. And then all enemies attack and defense minus 40% for 1 turn. One of the better active skills in the entire game. Dude, this guy is wild. To be honest, because of my box, just spoilers ahead, man, this is who I will be picking with my ticket because I only have him with 1 dupe. For some reason, it's kind of crazy like how this works, right? Is like, now all of a sudden we can get this guy, quote unquote, like for free. Well, you do have to pay for him, but you can get this guy. And I went 1,500 stones on his banner and then pulled this mug on a single. It's just kind of crazy, man. He just will never appear in my summons. He just hates me. I don't know why. I've been singing his praises since he came out on JP, man. That guy held the reign for best TUR in the game for many months, man, and he was definitely worthy of the title. Now, if you had to ask me who was the number 1 value pick, I think it's probably Imp Broly. Now, my box, this guy is Rainbow. No chance I'm picking up a UR, just like an SSR version of this guy with my ticket, right? I'd rather pick up a unit I actually need. But if you look at value, this guy is going to be good in the Ultimate Red Zone when it comes to when it comes to Global for the anniversary. And he is a planetary destruction leader and the best movie bosses leader that we have. I mean, I would definitely say it's not even close, right? HP 130, attack and defense 170. Remember, we're looking at 170% leader skills over here on Global. On JP, they've got the 200% leader skills, but for now until July, this is the best we've got, right? So this is a unit that stacks attack and defense, causing immense damage. And then he also reduces damage. He's got a chance to perform a crit, launches additional attacks that have medium chance of becoming a super attack. He's getting extra damage reduction and a chance to perform a crit when you're up against a pure or hybrid Saiyans. This guy's very good, dude. Why no one talks about this unit is because his attack stats are not very impressive, but he can quad super, so that is something to keep in mind. Albeit rare, he can quad super if you're up against a pure or hybrid Saiyan. And he does have an active skill, which technically you can get the active skill turn 3, but more than likely it's going to be like turn 5, turn 7, etc., etc. But he gives himself Key 6, and then attack 60, and attacks effective against all types for 1 turn. On his active skill turn, if you're getting this late in the event, he's outputting like, I don't know, like a 6 million attack stat or something, Rainbow level 10 links. If he was putting out that kind of damage, everyone would be saying this guy's the best unit in the game. But unfortunately, he only gets that for 1 turn. But this guy, I think, to me, is probably the best value pick because he's got that damage reduction. He's going to be pretty effective in the Ultimate Red Zone. And then we move on to Janemba, who takes a lot of shit, right? He really does. I mean, probably rightfully so. His biggest weakness, this guy is a defensive wall, an absolute defensive juggernaut. And he can get you some really nice value, even at 55%. You can get through that Corroded Body and Mind mission on the GT Legendary Goku event if you have just 1 copy of this guy. If you can run him as lead, you can get through that mission easy peasy. Now, why this guy takes so much shit is he's got 0 key links, right? That is the issue with this guy. And his support type ability is trash, right? Extreme Class Allies, Key 2, And then he gives attack and defense 30% when you get 4 or more type key spheres. That is not easy to do. And then he reduces damage by 30% with 2 or more rainbow key spheres. He does guard. He's greatly raising defense, raising defense on super attack. He actually does have a transformation. I never transform with this guy, straight up. I did it once for the Corroded Body and Mind mission, but it was on the very last turn when I knew that this guy, you know, couldn't get hit. Because he loses guard and he loses his support type ability. There's really no advantage. He does become a rainbow or type key sphere changer. It's so dumb. And then he picks up a key link. He actually picks up a couple of key links. It's so fucking dumb, dude. This is why no one likes this unit, right? It is because his transformation conditions are whack. This guy's good. This guy's mid. Just straight up. So if you don't have one copy of this guy, you probably can't take down the Corroded Body and Mind mission for the GT Legendary Goku event, so I would pick up one copy of him. And honestly, you don't really need him if you have LR Fizz Janemba, but kind of a tall order to have that guy at this point in the game's life cycle. He just came out, like, what, a month ago. So, guys, so kind of to wrap it up, these first 4, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, hell no. And then kind of these next 2, I would say maybe, maybe not. But then the next 4, I feel like you can't really go wrong. If you don't have those units rainbowed, you can easily pick up one of these units. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just go, you know, not even thinking twice. I'm picking up Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta because he is still a monster and my Imp Broly is rainbowed, right? So, guys, this video is already long enough. So, if you have made it this far, slap a like on it. And, of course, subscribe if you happen to be new. I love all of you guys. Thank you for the support. Let me know who you picked up with your ticket, and I will catch all of you in the next one. Later.